Rain drummed steadily against the roadside diner's windows, a rhythmic pulse beneath tired neon lights that flickered like they were breathing their last. Outside, the highway glistened with reflections of red taillights and ghostly puddles. Inside, yellow wind chimes tinkled softly by the door, their gentle song almost lost beneath the hum of an old jukebox. At a corner booth, 3 bikers cornered a young woman in a leather jacket. Fresh bruises marked her collarbone, ugly fingerprints of violence. Their laughter was harsh and mean, blending the stench of gasoline with cheap beer. At the back table, a man in a worn flannel shirt looked up from his soup. Beside him, a little girl held her milkshake, her blue straw trembling between her fingers. When the biggest biker grabbed the woman's wrist, the man set down his spoon. His voice came deep and calm. "You made a mistake." The blue straw snapped in the girl's hand. Silence filled the diner like hell breath. Jack Rowan sat by the rain-streaked window, watching the storm while his 10-year-old daughter, Maya, folded paper napkins into tiny origami cranes. She lined them up carefully, white, pink, blue, each one neat, perfect. "Look, Dad," she whispered, holding up a blue crane. "This one's my favorite." Jack smiled and ruffled her hair. "It's beautiful, sweetheart." Peace lingered for a heartbeat, until the door crashed open. 3 motorcycles screeched to a stop outside, engines roaring like thunder. The Iron Howl MC had arrived. Rex Dalton, their leader, entered first, massive, tattooed, and radiating danger. His face was carved from old scars and bad choices. Behind him came Brick and Talon, spreading out like wolves, instinctively blocking the exits. "Change the music." Rex barked at Agnes, the diner's elderly owner. "This country crap makes my head hurt." His gaze swept the room, predatory, before settling on Jack's window booth. "Move. I like that spot." Jack didn't argue. Quietly, he gathered their things and guided Maya to another table, keeping a steady hand on her shoulder. She clutched her cranes like fragile treasure. As they passed a nearby booth, Maya paused. The young woman sitting there, Lily Carter, was nursing cold coffee, hands shaking. Jack noticed the bruises on her wrists, faint but unmistakable. Maya hesitated, then set a blue paper crane on the woman's table. "Safe bird," she whispered. Lily's lips parted. Her eyes shimmered with something fragile. "Hope." "Thank you," she mouthed silently. "Keep moving, kid," sneered Brick, flicking Maya's milkshake straw and splattering droplets across the table. Jack steadied the glass, calm but firm. "Careful there." Rex laughed, sliding into the booth they'd vacated. He jerked his head at Lily. "Get over here, sweetheart. You belong next to me." Lily obeyed, flinching as his hand clamped around her wrist. Jack saw her eyes flick toward the door, measuring, calculating. "You thinking about running again?" Rex's tone darkened. He twisted her wrist just enough to make her gasp. "Remember what happened last time?" The air thickened. Agnes scrubbed the same counter over and over. No one moved. No one dared. At Jack's table, the plastic straw creaked under Maya's grip. He looked at her, then at Lily's fallen paper crane. Its wing bent where it had dropped. The bruises, the fear, the cruelty. The wind chimes tinkled gently by the door, a sound too soft for the violence that hung in the air. Jack lifted his head and spoke evenly. "You made a mistake." Rex froze mid-grip. Brick and Talon turned. Agnes looked up, breath held. The blue straw in Maya's hand snapped in two. Jack sat still, his flannel shirt simple, his posture relaxed. But there was something in his eyes, an old, quiet danger that made even Rex hesitate. Rex's mouth curled. "What did you just say to me?" Jack didn't repeat it. He simply met Rex's stare with calm, steady silence, the kind that makes violent men nervous. Brick moved first, swaggering toward Jack. "Old man, mind your business before you get hurt." "Hand over your car keys," Talon added, moving to block the door. "Consider it a stupid tax." Maya trembled. The broken straw pieces fell to the table like tiny shards. Jack placed a hand over hers, steadying them. "It's okay." He reached into his pocket, pulling out a handkerchief embroidered with safe hands. As he laid it on the table, The cuff of his sleeve slipped back, revealing a faint tattoo on his wrist, a broken circle with an arrow cutting through it. "Daddy," Maya whispered. Jack gave a small nod. Brick grabbed his shoulder. "Did you hear me?" "Keys. Now!" Jack rose slowly. His chair scraped softly against the floor. He didn't threaten, didn't move fast. Yet Brick stumbled back, off balance, surprised. Jack's hand brushed the metal napkin holder. With a flick, he slid it across the table. It skidded toward Brick's boots, making him instinctively step back. The space between them widened. "Maya," Jack said evenly, "go to the corner booth." She obeyed without hesitation. Rex's patience broke. He stood, towering, rage twisting his face. "You think you can talk to me like that?" He pulled Lily closer, his hand clamping on her bruised wrist. "Watch what happens when people cross me, oh man." That's when Jack's sleeve fell completely back, and the tattoo came into full view. Lily gasped, color draining from her face. "No, it can't be." Jack's voice softened. "Lily Carter, warehouse fire, 16 years ago." The room went dead silent. Rex blinked. "What the hell are you talking about?" Lily's eyes filled with tears. "The hands. I remember the hands that carried me out. I was 10. There was smoke, fire. I never saw the face, only a tattoo. That tattoo." Her voice broke. "You told me I was safe." Jack nodded once. "You were scared. You asked if you were going to die. I told you you were safe." She covered her mouth, sobbing. "I searched for you. They said a civilian pulled us out, but no one knew who." Jack rolled his sleeve higher. The tattoo's full design gleamed faintly. "Special Rescue Operations. We didn't leave names. We just got people out." Rex's voice rose again, anger masking confusion. "What the hell is this, some story?" But Lily wasn't looking at him anymore. She was looking at Jack, like a ghost in the fire had stepped into the light. Jack touched the cracked old watch on his wrist. "This stopped at 10:19 p.m., when the ceiling collapsed. My partner died buying me 2 minutes to get you out." Lily's tears flowed freely. 2 minutes. They told me later. 2 minutes made the difference. Jack nodded. "If it had been later, you wouldn't be here." The diner went still again. Even the rain seemed to hush. Lily stood trembling. Her hand pressed to her chest as the storm raged outside. "They told me the rescuers died," she whispered. "Two didn't," Jack said quietly. "But we lost Marcus and Chun. They held the beam until the rest of us got the kids out. At 10:19, the roof came down." He touched the crack watch again. "Marcus gave me this. Said I should remember the exact moment we chose to stay." Her tears fell harder. "The scars on my back, the burns shaped like fingers." "You couldn't walk," Jack said softly. "I carried you out. You passed out halfway. I wrapped a handkerchief around your arm. It said safe. You woke up holding it, didn't you?" Lily nodded, her voice breaking. "I've kept it all these years." Rex slammed his hand on the table. "Enough of this." His voice cracked under frustration. "You think I care about your sob story? She's mine. She belongs with me." Lily turned on him. "I don't belong to anyone." Her voice was sharp as glass. The fear that had ruled her for years was gone. "Not anymore." A gust of wind pushed open the diner door, and the wind chimes sang again, soft, defiant. Rex reached for her wrist. Jack stepped between them. His movement wasn't violent. It was absolute, a quiet wall of intention. "I told you," Jack said. "You made a mistake." Rex hesitated. Something about the man's stillness was worse than any threat. Lily's voice came again, low but clear. "That fire, it wasn't an accident, was it?" Jack's expression hardened. "No, it was a Salazar cartel site. They were trafficking kids. When things went wrong, they torched the building to erase the evidence. You were one of them." Rex froze, realization flickering across his face. "Wait, the Salazars? That was cartel property." Jack nodded once. "We were the ones who went in before the fire trucks arrived. We got you out before the place went up." Rex's bravado faltered. For the first time, there was fear in his eyes. Lily's voice trembled. "There were other kids. 3 more. Did they?" "They all made it out. Jack said quietly. We lost 2 of our own to make sure of it. The rain hammered the glass harder, thunder rolling somewhere beyond the hills. Lily looked at him like she was seeing the past, and the present collapsed into one impossible truth. You saved me. Jack shook his head. I gave you a chance to live. You did the rest. Agnes finally spoke, her voice raspy with age. I believe him. Everyone turned. She was holding a coffee pot like a shield. My nephew was saved from a hostage standoff years ago. They said some mystery man left with cloth that said you're safe. Same handwriting. The words hung in the air like smoke. Brick and Talon exchanged uncertain glances. They weren't following Rex anymore. They were watching Jack, the man who had faced fire and walked out alive. Rex sneered, trying to recover his authority. You could have been someone, special ops medals, glory, and now you're a washed-up nobody. Jack's gaze softened. He looked at Maya, who was clutching a half-folded crane. I'm a father, he said. That's someone. The cracked watch glimmered faintly beneath the neon light, its hands forever frozen at 10:19. Lily touched the photo Jack had shown her, the faces of his young rescue team smiling in the faded print. They look so young, she murmured. So were we, Jack said, too young to think we could save everyone. The piece shattered with a sudden wash of red and blue lights outside. Police cruisers pulled up, sirens briefly blaring before cutting off. Rex's face turned pale. What the hell? I called them, Lily said quietly. 20 minutes ago, when I went to the restroom. The diner burst into chaos. Rex lunged, but Jack was already between them again, his stance firm, immovable. You called the cops on me? Rex shouted. Lily didn't flinch. I called for help. I told them everything about the drugs in your saddlebags, your parole violation, the beatings. Brick bolted for the back door, but it swung open first. 2 officers entered, weapons drawn. Everyone stay where you are, the lead officer barked. Her eyes scanned the scene, Rex's grip on Lily, the bruises, the terrified girl in the booth. We got a call about a domestic disturbance and narcotics. Rex jabbed a finger at Jack. That's him. He attacked us. He's crazy. The officer's gaze went straight to Lily. Ma'am, are you the one who called? Yes, Lily said, voice steady. I'm Lily Carter. Rex Dalton's been holding me against my will for 8 months. He has meth in his bike and crossed state lines on parole. She's lying. Rex spat. Lily shook her head, fire her eyes. No, I've been recording everything for 2 months. She pulled a small recorder from her pocket. Every threat, every bruise, every deal. Rex lunged again, but the officers were faster. They shoved him to the floor, cuffing his wrists. Rex Dalton, the officer said, you're under arrest for possession with intent to distribute, parole violation, and assault. Lily's tears returned, but they were tears of release, not fear. Maya slipped from her booth, clutching a new origami crane. She walked over and placed it gently in Lily's palm. Safe bird, she whispered. Lily's hands trembled as she closed around it. Thank you. Jack watched quietly as the officers led Rex and his crew out into the storm. When the doors shut, silence filled the diner again, broken only by the soft jingle of the wind chimes. You were brave, Maya said. So were you, Lily replied, turning to Jack. Both of you. You didn't save me tonight. You reminded me I could save myself. Jack smiled faintly. That's what safe hands do. They don't carry you. They just steady you until you can walk on your own. The rain eased to a whisper. Agnes brought fresh coffee and pie, her hand steady again. Lily sat wrapped in a blanket, clutching the crane, her breathing finally calm. You should go home, honey, Agnes said gently. Start fresh. I don't have a home, Lily admitted. Rex knows where I lived. Maya rummaged through her backpack and handed her a small card. This is Mrs. Chen's number. She runs the shelter downtown. She helped us when Mom died. Before anyone could speak, headlights appeared outside. A black SUV rolled to a stop. A woman in a forest green jacket stepped out, flashing a badge. Jack Rowan? She asked as she entered. Yes. I'm Agent Sarah Morrison. I need to speak with you about tonight. Her eyes shifted to Lily, and about the woman who saved herself. Lily tensed, but the agent raised a calming hand. You're not in trouble. Someone in our office recognized something. Your tattoo, the phrase safe hands. We've been finding that symbol for years at disaster sites and rescue scenes. She opened a folder of photographs, crumpled cloths, carved markings, all bearing the same two words. We want to make it official, Morrison said. A network, a hotline, people who step forward quietly when others can't. We're calling it the Safe Hands Initiative. Jack looked at Maya. She smiled and nodded. I only stand in corners when needed, he said softly. That's exactly the kind of people we need, Morrison replied. She left her card on the table and stepped back out into the night. The chimes sang one final time. Maya touched the old watch on Jack's wrist. It's still 10:19, Dad. Jack looked at her, then at Lily, then at the card on the table. Maybe it's time to let it tick again. Outside, the clouds broke, letting starlight spill across the wet asphalt. Inside, Maya began folding another paper crane. Jack watched her hands move, steady, sure, and felt something shift quietly inside him. Some tattoos aren't for showing off. They're reminders of who you pull from the fire. Some hands aren't for fighting. They're for holding on at the right moment. And sometimes, the strongest thing a father can do is make the world feel a little less afraid. Where are you watching from? Which moment stayed with you? The tattoo, the call, or the wind chimes at the end? Comment below to keep this story flying. And remember to subscribe for more Hero Dad stories, where quiet strength changes everything.